Yo, yo. What up, what up, what up? What's going on? What's the bullshit up? See you out there. Thomas, what up, y'all? What's going on? What you doing this Saturday evening? Well, peaceful day, like I did. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? See what we can get out here tonight. Same here, man. Just chill. Make sure I eat like bud. Yeah, this is an off week actually. It's off, but I didn't go live last week because the fight. So I was watching the fights. So I said we gotta do it this week. I didn't want to let it go to 4 weeks. Yeah, let's see what we get tonight. Really slow. What up, man? Salute, bro. Should we get some folk up in here? Hold on. What up, Jimmy? What's going on? So there's a big ass shooting in New Hampshire. Really? I ain't hear about that. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. What up, Mr. Biggs? What's going on, man? Let's see. Yeah, I see. I see. Something happened at some country club said. Right? Just a bunch of crazy stuff going on, man. Bunch of crazy stuff. Yep. Craziness. See if they're gonna start making up a bunch of crazy rules about different things. Like they messed up the whole Franklin Armory joint. Jimmy, did you send me your email address? Because the email address that I had for you that I sent to, it bounced back. I don't know if it finally got delivered. So I didn't see it again. Oh yeah, I can't wait too, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun. I think this year it'll be different than any other because of the setting and everything. It'll be different. Yep, it'll be different this year. Well, next year. Ah, okay. Yeah, 'cause I think it might just been full. They said they would try for 46 hours and then they would try again. So if you go through it and you don't get it, and you didn't get it, just let me know, and I'll make sure you get the send the link out to you again. I sent you the early bird link. It took like 2 days for it to bounce back, which I thought was strange. But we're gonna have a good time, y'all. The hotel treats us the way that they treated Bro when he went there, which I'm expecting them to, because they're getting a lot of business. So, yeah, I ain't checked the rooms, man. Gotta see what's left. I don't know if the big joints is still there. All the big ones might be gone again. All the sweets. Let me see. It's a nice river view. See what that going on. Yeah, all of the fancy rooms. Yeah, they all gone already. Still got some nice ones though. Cause I would have thought that everybody would have picked the room that was a little bit less expensive. What up, Norwood? Good to see you, man. Yeah, it's nice. I'm trying to set up some other stuff. What up, Patrick? What's going on, bro? Yeah, trying to set up some other stuff. You know, a lot of people already got their stuff together already. Got their tickets, got their room. Now we just gotta finish planning everything out. I hope we can get it done like maybe a couple months before, so we have everything locked, ready to go. Hope we can do that. But then come the time to travel, all you gotta do is get there. I think it'll be different this time. We won't have to be running all around. That's my plan this year. My plan is to just watch things but enjoy. You got to do a whole bunch of do a little more shooting, you know, a little more talking, a little more bullshitting, a little more, can be a little bit more social. That's what I want this year. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, that's what I want, Mr. Bullshit. I want it to run itself. It kind of never does. Yeah, it kind of never does. But hopefully, you can each year is less and less. You know, like even if some of the stuff we forgot for this year, we won't forget next year. That's for sure. Won't forget some stuff. Nope. Make sure we got all the food and everything together. See what kind of games, kind of things y'all want to do. We got some stuff that we are looking at. See if that pans out. Javon's, what up, yo? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, see how that stuff pans out. Yeah, I know that. That's why I said, as long as we, like, dot all the I's and cross all the T's, everything will run smooth. Because really, everybody just has to be there. And then there's stuff that we know we have to do, but as long as we put everything in place, it should be fun. It always turns out fine anyway. I generally expect to not be able to not do anything. I expect to always have to do something. I do. The thing is to be able to do as little as possible, but still make sure everything gets done like it's supposed to. That's the goal. That's the goal. I think we can make it happen. I'm pretty sure we can. We gonna see who gonna come in tonight because we don't get a whole bunch of people. We're gonna have a short conversation, let y'all know what's going on, and then I'm going back to watch me another movie. I just got finished watching. Find something good to watch. Ain't nothing new right now. I'm waiting on the new Tulsa King to come back. I think that's next week. So I can see that. Then I was gonna have a Sam Jackson spinoff about Louisiana. I'm waiting for that. I think it's Baton Rouge, I think. Other than that, much else going. There's a lot else going on in the world. But I don't feel like getting into no big rants tonight. I do watch Tulsa King, Patrick. Yes, I do. There's another one too. The Mayor of Kingstown. I watched that too. I got to go back and finish watching the last season. The new one is coming on. Yep, new episode should be on next week. I think, Patrick. Yep, new episodes will be on next week. I gotta check that out. I'm gonna see how they spin it. Should be interesting to see how they flip it around. But I think it's a pretty damn good show. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Well, like an old gangster goes somewhere and takes stuff over. I don't know if y'all watched Lilyhammer. That came on Netflix a little while ago. The dude who played Paulie in The Sopranos. Alien Earth, Mr. Biggs. I don't know what that is. What's that? And what channel is it on? If it's good, I'll check it out. It'll be 2 months ago. I was watching Boardwalk Empire. Watching that again. I was watching that earlier. That's always good. Yep, that's always good. Getting into the good parts of it. It's on FX. All right. Alien Earth. All right. I'll check that out. iOS is weird. What y'all had cracking this weekend? What y'all do? Anybody do some shooting? We gonna do some shooting tomorrow. We got that XP Pro I need to take out and shoot. I have a shot at you. Patrick, I still haven't watched Lioness. I haven't watched one episode of Lioness yet. Alien footage. Are you talking about the movie Aliens? Yeah, for sure. This is based off of that. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, I'll check that out. What up, Thomas? What's going on, man? Yep, I'll check that out. Man, I was gonna get that Franklin Armory joint, and they messed me up. It messed me up bad because I'm not doing any SBRs or any more suppressors until probably December. I order something so I don't have to pay for the stamp. There's quite a few places that are doing that right now. Range, oh, nice. All right, just out there shooting that still goes. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I gotta get there with my man Joe. He's a member of a club south of me where you can shoot up 600 yards up there. I ain't been up there in a couple years. I gotta hit him up and go up there with him. All right. Yeah, I'm guessing he's still a member up there. That place was at one time. That place had like a 3 year waiting limit. So I would think he wouldn't get rid of his membership. My club, we can only shoot out to 200 on some days. Like they set it up so you can do up to 200. But usually it's only 100. haven't gone out there and switch out nothing in a minute. I've been lazy gun guy lately. What you mean, Mr. Bullshit? Did I miss something? What are you talking about? Shooting at distance. So I know we got, we're gonna have 200 in Florida for sure. 75, 100, and 200. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, man. I've been so focused on trying to drop the pounds, man. I really have been. I can't say I have made some purchases. I have made some purchases, but I haven't been making any videos. And I did make one video, but I just never put it out. And I need to do that. That's that. What up, man? We'll see you tonight. What up? We gonna run this to the on the cruise. Oh man, I would love to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to go out to the desert and shoot. G Style, what up, man? What's going on? Mr. Dixon, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, I'd love to be able to go shoot out to the desert. Oh, I don't know what happened with that Franklin Armory. They, I mean, Black Hawk had it for a good price, and I was like, oh, I'll get one. And I was so then that was like a little bit before we got on the live, and then come to find out they nixed it. True in LA, you know, you must be there. You think so? Yeah, because I still would like to have it, but I wanted it because of the setup. They always come up with some stupid new rule. It's ridiculous. I still haven't figured out what makes one thing safer than the other. Still haven't figured that out yet. There's a bunch of people sitting around making up a bunch of shit. What up, BTG? And I knew that's why I was like, this whole nobody's administration is pro gun. Nobody's. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody's administration is pro gun. Doesn't matter who it is. There's a thing with that. They don't. They would much rather that people didn't have firearms. I don't care what anybody says. They would much rather that people did. That's still a threat. You got the largest armed population of standing army on the planet. It's not even the military. So yeah, they don't want us to have anything. They did. They would make up a bunch of stupid rules out of nowhere that don't help anything anyway. Well, I can get a shotguns and yeah, man. Listen, you get the right shotgun. Well, you gun guys out there know that. The right shotgun. I don't need an AR-15 or AK-47 or nothing with a magazine for that matter. Give me an extended tube. Listen, it is what it is. That's exactly, Mr. Dixon. Get busy. 1301. Get you any other clones. Get you some sort of variant. That's right. The Beretta joints, Optimas. All this because you can't put it on your shoulder. That don't mean shit. That's right. M4, M3, and the M2. Need them joints. I don't know who they kidding. There's people running around talking about they look like military style. They look scary. Because they don't know what the fuck they're looking at. They don't know what they're doing. People been getting shot long before the L-15 showed up. Long before. But they're gonna do what they're gonna do. They want to take our Second Amendment rights away. Now they want to take our First Amendment rights away. This don't make no damn sense. It's a gun. Supposed to be scary. Right. Exactly. Hey, Thomas. Do that. That's right. The Remington Tech 13, the show. Yeah, man. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's about control. That's all that is. It ain't about collecting tax stamps and $200. It ain't about none of that. It's about wanting people to not have firearms. That's why no administration is pro gun. I don't believe that at all. It was looking kind of good on some of the things that were going on with the Department of Justice, but they turn around and do stupid shit. Big bang. Yeah, what up? Yep. Yeah, Thomas, when you drop a video, man, you watching out for it. StreamYard is laggy. Yep, StreamYard is laggy. Nah, man, we gonna give it a few more. Yo, by the way, who's is anybody running the XP Pro suppressed? That might be on by any chance? Is that the big bank that interviewed him? I don't know. I'd be surprised if it was BTG. Yeah, I'd be surprised. I mean, for some reason, I think you probably can get one. I'm not sure. I didn't check the thing. That's why I was wondering if anybody was running one suppressed. I'd like to. I got comp. I got the imported barrel and a regular barrel. I'd like to see how it runs suppressed too. See how I like it. 'Cause I've only shot that gun like once, and that was in Atlanta. I think I ran 5 rounds through it. That wasn't even mine. That was Pedro's. So I want to see how this one is. I got the bronze one, like you got BTG. I got to order some of them base pass for. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. And I want the chrome one. I saw that one. I was like, yeah, I want that. I'm waiting for them to drop the comp one too. I think I want to have that. Yeah, it is. That color is all. That's why I got it. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I gotta have that. Thought about the black and gold for a minute, and I was like, nah, I don't really want that. I don't have a gun that color. So I said, let me go ahead and grab that. Shout out to Fusion Firearms. Appreciate it. So I gotta get out there and run it. I gotta get on the outdoor range. I ain't been on the outdoor range in a minute. I'm going to the indoor range tomorrow. I waited too late to get outdoor range time. So I was out of luck. I don't feel like going over to my club. I don't feel like going over there. It's a lot of work. Crazy Mechanic, what's up, man? I was looking at that because I don't have a Mechanic Pro series. I don't have one. They got the that Stingray joint they call it. They got one of those locally. I thought about going to pick that up just to add it. What big email did they put out yesterday, Mr. Bullshitter? They put out a big email. I don't think I got it. Let me look to see. What was it? What was the email about? They got something new coming out? So I see one email from Mechanic USA from yesterday. Ah man, you see, you wanna know something? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It's the same gun they put some covers on. Yeah, not special at all. I wish they would stop doing that. I mean, they did the prime, so I'm cool with that. Glad they did the prime, but yeah, they were supposed to come up with a limited edition red and black gun, a limited edition red and black SFX, but they never did it. They did the white one, then they did that Miami Dade stuff. They did that they did the South African one, but I didn't want that one, the soccer joint. And they did the what's the other one they did? That toxic whatever, that zombie joint. I didn't want that. What up, AJ? Yeah, I own an MO3 already. Yeah. I own an MO4, but it's taking forever for them to get them over here. I believe it's got to be because of the price. Let me see, because it's been a minute since I looked. Let me see. Fusion does have it. What they do? One, okay. Thank you, BTG. Let me see if I get my hands on one of those. See if I can not pay $189 for it. Yeah, every time, they always out of stock. Now I'm deciding if I'm gonna do anything with the XP Pro. I don't know if I'm gonna change it or if I'm just gonna leave it the way that it is, other than with the barrel. I think it looks pretty already. So I want a 5 inch. That's what I want. They do comp. That's why I said I'll make sure I grab up on the bill. Yeah, if the MO4 had came out already, I would have got one already. I want that for the prime. Right now I got a whole site on there. But I just take that and shift that somewhere else and put that on there. I want the whole set. All of my mechanics that have optics on it right now have mechanic optics on it. MO3s and I got an MO, what is it? MO2. Those next month. All right. Yeah, the last I heard, some dude hit up the company and they were like, it had to do with the whole charging too much for the whole tariff thing. They were getting hit with that. They don't make those here in the States. I think the quarter barrel makes enough of a difference. Maintain the okay, BTG. So you mean to tell me if I wanna calm it down a little bit, I gotta have somebody put some extra holes in it. It looks nice. They took a lot of shots with it. There's a lot of split cases that were in the bag. Ah, okay. Yeah, let me see how I like it because it's got a lot of weight to it. I do like that. I do wish the bar was a little longer, but I think it'll be fine. I thought the slide was really, really smooth. Like, yeah, I like this. Because ideally, I'd rather not do anything to that much. Come on. Y'all heavy on the modifications. But every time I get into it, I bought a gun specifically to have it modified. I still haven't done nothing with it. And got a guy here that'll do it. He got a nice package, man. It's not really expensive. You can take it and drop it off to him and everything. I think it's what is he? Pew Pew CNC? He's like right up the road from me. I hit him up and everything. He told me, listen, just text me before you come and drop it off to him and everything. I want to do that. I didn't pay any money for that Smith and Wesson. It was $138. It came with like 6 magazines. That's why I got it. The mags together cost more than the gun. Worth more than what the gun cost me. Okay. So what you do to the trigger, BTG? Because I ain't never adjusted the trigger. Would you pulse it up? Change the springs? What you do? Change the trigger shoe? 'Cause honestly, I don't fool around with the 2011s and the 1911 platform too much. I have some, but I never really done much. Just a matter of making a decision. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind when I get ready to do it. I'll reach out to you if I don't like it. Because I don't know. Because I might find it out. I like the trigger. I don't know. But I'm going to see between the two. I'm going to run them between the platypus and that. See. I like my platypus. I got first generation. I like it. I don't want to spend any more money getting another one. Not at all. These custom. Okay. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll pull those up. We gotta make sure it runs first. Once it runs out the box, then I'll play around with it. All right, I want y'all to guess how much I weigh now. Take a guess. See where I'm at. Because the last time it was actually the 30th. Was the last time. August 30th was the last time. I was 405. Oh man, listen, that's BTJ. I'd be sick if I was that small by now. I'd be sick, yo. Yeah, I would be sick. We'd be having another conversation. Okay, okay. Oops, oops. Nah, no, Phillies, no, not yet. Not yet. That's wishful thinking. We'll get there. We ain't get there yet. Yeah, we ain't get there yet. Nah, G style. That's that's me being sick too. No. Not yet, Mr. Biggs. That would be like rapid. That'd be 25 pounds in that little bit of time. That'd be too much. I want to go at a consistent pace. I don't want to go that fast. I'm like 8 pounds a week. Nah, Kimber Jack. Good to see you. Nah, not yet. We getting there. Not yet. Coming down slow because yeah, that's the thing. I've been trying to make sure that I'm eating. I ain't just like starving myself and nothing like that. So it's coming off. Listen, I had a big goal. I need to hit 4 more pounds, and then I hit my next goal. So tonight, to be exact, and I weighed myself before I came upstairs. I'm at 398.6. So I'm under 4. So that's where I wanted to be. So we're at 398.6. We're gonna hit the others. So we're gonna get to the 389s, or we're gonna get to all of that. Give it a few weeks. We'll deal with that. I'm trying to make sure I don't seem to have hit a plateau yet. So if I do, I think I know how to break it. So close, Mr. Bullshit. 398, man. 398.6. That's what the scale said. Thank you, Mr. Biggs. We're coming down, man. It's coming north. Oh, nice, Tank. Thank you, Kimber Jack. All right. Yeah, that's a milestone, man. Get under that 4. Now I want to, because my goal was to hit 50 and then get under 4 and then get down 60. That's my next one. It's my next achievement. Oh yeah, man, you can listen. I done dropped like I'm talking about. I done dropped like at least 2 shirt sizes, pant sizes. I know for a fact. So that's good. Thank you, Mr. Bullshit. Appreciate that. I'm gonna keep it going too. I don't know where I'm gonna be for the meetup next year. I don't have a clue where I'm gonna be. It'll be good though. Thank you, Jay. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. When I hit 350, I'll be geeked up for that. That'll be 100 pounds. Oh no, man. Do something. I hate weighing myself. I'm trying to get down. Hey man, listen. I was doing it like a couple times, but then I stopped. I just do it once a week. Do it Saturday mornings and see where I'm at. You know, I'm maintaining things. I'm adding a little bit of stuff, like adding a little bit more carbs. I'm trying little different things. You know, see how stuff goes. But just being sensible about what I'm eating. And I think the biggest thing with me is not eating up. That's the biggest thing with me, not eating up. Now we'll get some wings and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I get it, Tank. But listen, man, my only thing when I look at it, because I understand what you when you get on the scale, it's weight, it's water, fat, muscle, bone, stuff like that, and then your water can fluctuate, things like that. And you pick up a couple pounds here, there, and then the next day them pounds be gone, you lose it. It's weird how that works. But the clothes start getting bigger, moving around get easier, all of that. That's the stuff that I pay attention to, those non-scale victories. Because the scale will mess you up. Especially when you know you're doing everything you're supposed to, and it don't look like it's moving like it's supposed to, the scale will mess you up. But you gotta shift and change things around because your body will get used to what you're doing. That's why the workout stuff Pop's gonna get with me. We're gonna, you know, I don't know how intense it's gonna be, but we're gonna put me in a something. But I did give me some of that ice cream you were telling me about last night. I'm gonna check that out, see how it is. I got me some of that. They do, G Style. They do, man. The biggest thing is creating a habit. That's the biggest thing. Once you get into it, you don't even realize it. The months start rolling by, and you create different habits. It's weird, especially when you don't think about it. I know fluctuate, but I battle depression. So if I don't see a number, all right, I get that, Tank. I get that, brother. I feel that. Oh, Jay, what up, man? Yeah, I get that, Tank. Yeah, man. Watch all the other stuff, there, man. Watch the cool side and all that stuff. Watch the other things. Forget that scared. There's other ways to tell for sure. What you see and feeling. Yep, scale will mess you up. Yep, that's why I do it once a week. That's why I do it once a week. That seems to be the best way though. Best way to do it. You notice stuff too, man. You notice your wrists get smaller, your feet get smaller too. Shit, they do. If you got any problems with any sort of inflammation or whatever, once you change all the cut out the sugars and stuff, man, that stuff goes away. All that. That's the one thing that pisses me off about this. But I have to have a knee replacement. You drop all this weight off your knee and the fucking knee still hurt. That's annoying. That's because of arthritis and other shit. Losing weight helps a little bit, but it doesn't. That's just a. It's just a done deal. Something you got to do. But yeah, blood pressure doing good. Cholesterol doing good. Glucose is doing good. I like that. And I know, Patrick, because once you start building that up too, that's gonna shift your weight too. Yep, it's just a balancing game. Yep, it's a balancing game. Making sure I get enough water, enough electrolytes and crap like that. If I feel myself getting dehydrated, man, I feel bad. I don't feel good at all. I feel messed up. Using like mineral drops, hydration drops, all that stuff, man. Commit to get back in the gym. Okay. You be out there with them kids though, man. I know you be moving around. That's what I rather cardio stuff. I get that in. I'll get that. I'm really want to concentrate more so on building the muscle. The stuff they got me on breaks down muscles. Need to need to build up some muscle. But it's funny trying to deal with body feel funny when you're eating a bunch of bullshit. And it's weird. And you're eating a bunch of stuff that's not good for you and everything. It's almost like you be feeling hype. As soon as you change and you start putting in stuff that's like trying to eat clean and stuff, it's everything just shifts. Like your body been running in high gear, running crazy for so long. As soon as it changes, it's like it's supposed to feel better immediately, but it didn't. It was a big change, man. With medication changes and all of that, it was weird. That stuff is balancing out, man. Making sure you get your vitamins in and all of that. I know the days when I did everything like I was supposed to, and everything was right on point because you energy just added me some extra B12 so I can give me some extra energy out of it. That's already in my one a day supplement, but I want to do something extra. Because I noticed that. That B12 will get you going. Especially on an empty stomach. You're going to go do a workout, that gets you going. I'm gonna see if I can make it out to the gym in the morning. So I've been trying to go at 4 o'clock, and that don't always work. But I want to do it because I keep telling myself I want to do it. So I want to do it. And nobody will be there. Just be me. It's on property, so I ain't gotta go for you. It's just wanting to do it is the problem. Yeah, so 398.6. We're gonna go back in 2 weeks. See if we can get another 5 pounds off so we can hit that 60-pound goal. And then we'll take it from there. Then we gotta see if we can make the gym a habit. That's gotta become a habit too. Because I honestly don't like doing it before work. So I should make it something like right after work, especially since I don't gotta go far. Because my work ain't jumping around carrying a bunch of stuff and nothing like that. My work is I just think about shit and talk shit all day and look at stuff all day. That's what I do. So we'll look at that, see what's up with that. Yeah, yo, I just wanted to give you an update, let you know what was going on. Everything is moving good. Uh, like I said, we'll do this again in 2 weeks. And if y'all got any suggestions, man, that we don't talk about, if I don't talk about it on here, y'all can always email me. Email me at fatguywithguns@gmail.com, yo. Any suggestion? I take all that into account because I'm trying to do this by myself. Sometimes it can be difficult, but y'all be giving me some good ideas, some good stuff to work on. Listen, man, all day long, BTG is what I gotta do, man. It's just that I have to do it in a professional manner. So what you end up doing. You end up talking shit all day. It's always something. Always somebody think they know something that they don't. Always somebody doing their half-ass job. It's annoying. My job is actually easy. If it wasn't all the politics that came around it, that's the bullshit. Right, I'm talking the corporate shit. Exactly, BTG. Right. Yep. There wasn't so much politics rolling around. Way easier. Eric Thomas. Shit, that phone was on at the gym. Eric Thomas? Hold on. Patrick, I'm gonna pull him up right now. I'm guessing he on Apple Music. All right. Yeah, my legacy gym. All right, cool. I'll make him a favorite. What up, Targets? What's going on? Yeah. I'll put him. I'll check him out in the morning. Nah, man, that's the update. Target you just got here. Weight today is 398.6. That's the weight today. Marcus, what up? You just got here too. The weight is 398.6. So we under 400. Now we need to lose 5 more pounds so we can get 60 loss. Once we do that, we're cooking. I mean, we're cooking already, but you know, I'm looking forward to that 100 pounds. I can see it. I can see it. But I wanna do it. Thank you. Appreciate that, mechanic. I was trying to have it timed out because I wanted to have knee replacement, then be ready for the meetup. But I don't know. I might have to push that off and wait till after the meetup and do it. I gotta see how it goes. I'm wise enough to know that I'll run into some sort of stoppage, and then you gotta figure out how to get past it. But until then, let's just keep going. If we do 1 pound a week, if we do 2 pounds a week, 5 pounds a week would be nice. Yep, 5 pounds a week would be nice. Like American greed in this. Man, we be talking about that all day, Thomas. The American greed. Which part of the American greed are you talking about? We live in a capitalist society. It's gonna be greed. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Capitalism has no moral compass at all. It's all about get all you can and can all you get. And do that, expending the least amount of energy. So you can just have a whole bunch of money. What about greed? What do you mean? Yeah, tell me what you mean. So I do want to talk on the topic, but I don't. Uh, I don't feel like getting into it. I expend too much energy because I've been expending too much energy on that topic around the house. A lot. I've been having conversations with my son. So when I talk to him very passionately because I want him to remember. Even if he thinks that I'm crazy, I want him to remember one day those conversations will pop back in his head. It's like when my pops used to talk to me and my mother. There's things now when I get ready to do certain things, I still hear them in the back of my mind. So I want him to think the same thing. The world he's growing up in is way different than mine. And it's a different type of treachery than where I came from and what I do. Yeah, it's different. I'm seeing enemies that I knew were there are being really loud nowadays. I always knew they were there, and you always paid attention to them, but they seem to be getting more bold. So I have to put him up on game. I don't want him to get lulled into a false sense of security. That can happen. Yeah, I don't want him to. There's too much bullshit going on. It's too much. It's too much of. If I call out a thing, if you're doing some shit and I call it out, I'm not worse than you, the one who's doing the bullshit. And that's what's going on nowadays. If I call out any bullshit you're doing, I'm the one that's wrong, even though you're the one that's actually committing the act. I ain't never seen no shit like this before. The cognitive dissonance is real. It's ridiculous. I've never seen nothing like it. Because if you do some stupid shit, and you talking some bullshit, and you saying some hurtful shit, and I tell you, hey yo, you doing some hurtful shit, that's you. You shouldn't be doing it. I'm not wrong for calling you out. I don't see how I became wrong for calling you out. And that's what's going on now. But I can go up on a big ass tirade. Like I said, I've been talking shit for the last I don't know how many days. It's spending a lot of energy on it. It's made me mad. It's made me very upset. Okay. Hope your hand's getting better, man. Yeah, we in a funny place right now. Definitely with everything that's going on, it's so time independent, having morals. Right. It is like we're living in a Twilight Zone, G style. It is, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. I look at stuff, I'm like, you didn't hear that, you didn't see that, you don't understand that, and you just keep making excuses for shit. That's the thing. It's just like a bunch of excuses being made. It's gaslighting at a level I've never seen. Yes, the point really ain't gaslighting. You're right. It really just say fuck right. Just say fuck right. And that's the thing, man. It's like I don't know. It's almost like people are under some sort of spell, yo. And it's different. It's all different type of people. It's like I'm not getting it. It's like I don't know. They I don't get it. There's no critical thinking. There's no I don't get it, man. If a person tells me fuck you over and over and over again, I believe them. You don't like me. Because we don't have no type of we don't have no relationship. You just dislike me because you do. And I'm gonna say this too, because I'm trying not to get into this, but if I'm a person, because I keep hearing this bullshit too. If I'm a person and I go around and I want to have a discussion and I have a certain view, and my view and my goal is to go around and discuss my bullshit, hateful views with people, not because I'm trying to have you convince me that I'm wrong, but I'm trying to have you convince me that I'm right. That don't make you a good that don't mean shit because you're willing to have the conversation. That don't mean shit. Come back. Yeah, right. It don't mean shit if I want to go around and have a conversation, but I want to have a conversation about my bullshit. And I'm gonna say something else too. I don't give a fuck how a motherfucker die. I'm gonna say this right to the camera. If you didn't change your life before that bullet or whatever took you the fuck out of here, you the same motherfucker when you get to the other side. You was a piece of shit here, you a piece of shit there. The way you die don't change the way that you live. And that's something that I can't understand why people think that. I don't. I think that about anybody. I don't care who it is. If you was a piece of shit on this side and you left out of here being a piece of shit, that shit don't change because you died. If I'm a piece of shit here now and I leave out of here and I'm a piece of shit, it don't change because I died. I don't give a fuck how I died. I don't care how tragic it was or what the fuck happened to me. I'm still the same piece of shit motherfucker that I was before I left here. It don't change because of how I died. It don't mean shit. Convince you that my thought process is right. That's what I mean, Tank. That what I'm saying is correct. And what you think, even though whatever I'm saying may not have any sort of statistics to it or nothing, I'm here to tell you that my hateful shit is right. And to convince you that I'm right and you wrong. That's what I mean. Especially if your conversation is nothing but lies. Exactly. These people have been hypnotized. Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, that whole hypnotized by the media shit, I don't, Danny, I understand that. But all you got to do is sit and listen to someone. This is 2025, man. Information is everywhere. Good information and bad information. If you take the time to go look at shit, you can find good information. You can find what's going on. Go to the source. That's what I say. It's cliche, but if a motherfucker tell you who they are, believe them. It is what it is. Believe them. Now, here's the thing too, and I'm gonna say this: if a motherfucker took their time, not being a hateful motherfucker, and took the time trying to talk to his own people and say some shit that's right, you want to know something? One of his own people wouldn't have fucking took him out. He might have had a better chance. But you can't just go around sowing the seeds of hate and shit and think that it's just not gonna come back and get you. I understand free speech and all that, but there's a cost to that. There was a cost for me to get free speech because there's men and women that died in foreign lands and shit, so I can have a constitution and shit like that. And then there's a cost if you decide to use it. Because if you say some stupid shit to me, That's your free speech. But if I smack you in your fucking mouth, that's the consequence. There's a cost for that. It was a hustle. That's how he made his money. That's right. That's all that was. That's all that was. And the funny thing is, I don't gotta care about it. I can be indifferent. I cannot give a fuck. But I'm gonna tell you, because I don't get biblical with they ass. That's what all this is all about. Because you espouse Jesus, you did fuck all that. Because if you got the Bible in this hand and hate over here, the Bible don't wash away what the fuck you got hateful over here. Because you profess Jesus. That's another thing that makes me mad. I come from a church background, a church tradition. I do. And to hear them talk that stuff, that's bullshit, man. I don't care what it is. You talk against transgender people. I don't know shit about that. First of all, I don't understand it. And it's weird to me. But you know something? I'm a live and let live type of guy. If that's what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting the motherfucker, that's your life, man. That's what you got to do. I don't got to be bothered with it. That's on you. So live how you going to live. That's on you. As long as you're not hurting people and doing silly shit, that's your life. The free speech has nothing to do with person to person. I don't get you folks. You know something? Tank, I get that. It doesn't have anything to do because most people don't understand what the First Amendment actually is about. It ain't about person to person conversation. But they do that for everything. They make it about everything. But if you have someone that is politicized, who basically functions as an agent of the government, that's why I think people in the sector they mess that stuff together. But my thing is I can just go far away from that. I can move away from that. If I see a motherfucker tell me all day long that I'm a piece of shit, then that's what you believe. That's what you believe. And if you being an arbiter of hate come back and bite you in the ass, yo, you reap what you sow. The universal laws are undefeated, yo. It is what it is. That's the bang the whole congregation. So just grabbing the Bible don't make exactly BTG. I know exactly what you mean, brother. Yeah, what up, Ghost Dog? Constitution is a limit on the state. Right, exactly. No, it does have something to do with you as an individual. It's just that in your individuality, what it is that you're dealing with is what you. It's like people get upset with let me read what G-Star says. Man, I audacity to say he was. Yeah, he wasn't shit, man. Right. What was I saying? We're talking about the First Amendment. I just man, I get. That's why I get so it gets me a certain way. It just does. It gets me to thinking because that same day there were some children that got hurt. Like I'm not sure if they got killed, but wasn't nobody lowering flags for them and all of that. It wasn't doing that. I've never once seen this man walk around and talk about, especially my people, black people, and I'm gonna sit there with that. I've never seen him walk around and espouse black people and say that they were this or that. All I've ever seen him do is talk shit about us. We're the most violent, single parent homes, all that shit. That's all I've ever seen him do. There's no exception of speech. Who's never positioned as such what folks happen. I mean, I get what you're saying. I know what it does. It's like that's what I was going to say. It's like people saying, "Oh, YouTube is stifling my free speech," or Instagram said, "No, it's not. You on a private platform. The First Amendment don't apply. You're a private citizen. They're a private company. The First Amendment doesn't apply. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do on their private platform. That's why I never complain about it. I never complain about, oh, they're throttling me. They will not let me say this. And I never complain about it. I know I don't own this shit. If I owned it, there was some shit going on. That's different. Yeah, I think about it like that too. Thomas, fuck. Oh, I'm doing good, Danny, man. I'm doing good. Just that this is it's a funny time, man, because I'm raising my son, and I want him to. I don't want him to fall into that bullshit. I don't want him to. There are plenty of people who deserve some shit. That motherfucker no. I don't care how he died. I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter. And if you want to get real biblical about it, when there's a person that's hateful and their voice is no longer in the earth, I rejoice over that shit. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good thing. I do always think that there's redemption. I believe in redemption. But you have to have, there's redemption with man and there's also redemption with God. There's two things. And these people going crazy over this guy like he the fucking second coming. And he wasn't. He was a hateful, probably bitch-ass white boy who probably got turned down or couldn't do some shit or whatever, and then decided he wanted to hit everybody. Yeah, that's the universe course correcting. That's right. That's why I'm never gonna say that. I don't care. And I get into conversations in the public. I do whatever, and I try because it gets me heated because there's two things that go on here with me: the fact that people can't understand all the hatred that he put out there, and the fact they try to make it like he's some sort of Jesus Christ follower. And even though I'm not into the church and everything like I used to be, I take that a little. I take that a certain way. I just do. There's a certain way I take that. Because I think it's bullshit. Because I don't like the white Christian patriarchy. I don't like it. That's bullshit. That's why I like to see some of the black ministers stand up and say something. Don't just sit back. They're making this motherfucker some sort of martyr. You ain't no fucking martyr. You're not a martyr. You didn't do nothing. What did you do to change anybody's life? What did you do? You didn't do shit. Right. And didn't even have a fucking college degree. And you got the nerve to talk about these women who went to Yale, Harvard, and all this other shit, but they don't got brain power and stuff. Man, fuck you. You can't say nothing. You can't even use his own rhetoric and repeat it, and then somebody gonna try to dox you or call your job or whatever. Call my motherfucking job. All you do is set me free. The motherfuckers fire me. That's all you gonna do is set me free. You ain't gonna do nothing else. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna make it this motherfucker. So all this shit, you can't do nothing. Fuck all that, man. Take that shit personal from two different angles. Tried to make perfect reason to start minding it. Yeah, man, that's what. And then you come to find out, why are you mad at us? A cat who looked just like him, whose family probably espouses the same type of shit that he did, went somewhere, and this is the story that they're giving. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't know. Because the things kind of look kind of wonky. But if it's true, a person who looked just like you, they look nothing like me, took you up out of here, took you off the board, and the next day you're going to be calling the HBCUs and threatening them like we did some shit. We ain't do nothing to you. All we ever been trying to do is be left the fuck alone. And you won't leave us alone. Talking about you want to have you want to go house to house and all of this. This ain't the fucking 30s and the 40s, man. You're going to go house to house and you're going to get killed. That's what's going to happen. You're going to go house to house and you're going to fucking die. There's too much information out there. That's why this stuff is not the same. That's why you have this big split. You have 40 million people over here that believe the bullshit and 70 million people over here that don't, because there's information everywhere. If you want to know what's going on, the information is out there for you to go get it and learn about it. What happens is you hear people and they don't know. That's why when I first saw that headline come across, I was actually on the phone with one of my coworkers, and it popped up on the New York Times on my phone, and I literally said, "Oh shit," because I know exactly who that person is. I was like, "Oh shit." Somebody done, and then when it finally started coming out, and I saw the picture or whatever, before they even said that he was gone, I knew he was gone. I was like, "Yeah, I knew where he was. He would have needed to have been standing in the hospital when that happened. He still might not have made it." Join their playbook, say most outlandish shit. Yeah, be as controversial as possible, right? And then play the victim, and that's what they're doing now. They're playing the victim, running around here having rallies talking about save the white man and all that type of shit. What the fuck you talking about? Shame on the universities that even allow. Right? But see, but that's the thing. You want to know something, G Style? If the person wants to come in and talk, you know something? I ain't got a problem with him letting them talk. I don't got a problem with it. I just don't. Man, that shooter went to a Mormon school. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm like, you mad at us, and we ain't even do nothing about it. That's why you want to go house to house and all that shit, man. And I know what that means. That's coded language. He ain't talking about the white dudes and everybody that I've been seeing say it been white dudes. They're not talking about going to their own neighborhoods and going house to house. They're talking about coming to the other neighborhoods and going house to house. That's what they're talking about. That's coded language. But let me go out there and kill a bunch of black people and brown people and people who don't look like me. That's coded language. And if anybody says anything else, they're on some bullshit. That's coded language. Yeah. You can't call the thing that's evil evil. And if you do, you wrong for calling it out. That's bullshit. I ain't never going for that. Never. And I think it's important now too, because I said I got a young son. My son 13 years old, gonna be 14 years old next birthday. He a big boy. The shit that's going on. And I honestly fear what my response would be if someone wants to hurt him over this bullshit that's going on. That's my thing. I ain't scared of no motherfucker out in the street. It is what it is. Man. I'm scared of my reaction. Am I gonna be able to maintain my emotions, or am I gonna go blow the fuck up and do some crazy shit that I never thought I would do because you hurt something that's like the most important thing to me in my whole entire fucking life? That's what I'm afraid of. So that's why you gotta put them up on game. And I got grandbabies too. I got a daughter too. She just turned 30 years old. I don't want nothing to happen to her. And she got a temper like I do. She can go from 0 to 10. She can go from 0 to 10, but she don't have the experience that I have. She don't have the years on the earth to maintain the maturity of it. Because I even have a hard time with that. It's just one of those things, man. We're in this funny situation right now. And I'm kind of tired of hearing about it, but it's permeating everything. Everything. Popular culture, unpopular culture, all that shit, man. And then even I look at some of the people in our community, in the 2A community, and I see some of the shit that they say. All these well wishes, and he was this and he was that, and he was just such a sweet guy and all of this. No, you're not a sweet fucking person if you run around saying hateful shit. You're not. Because I don't say hateful shit. If I'm talking hateful shit about this blue rag, right? But I'm always nice to the gray rags, that don't make me a sweet person. I'm still a hateful motherfucker. I don't get it. And they be bending their mind, and the schizophrenia it's ridiculous, man, listening to them. They make all type of excuses. But the thing is, because of how he was ended, how he left out of here. And I say this again. Doesn't matter how you die, that don't change how you lived your fucking life. And nobody says that enough. And then I don't hear enough. We should be telling the children, hey, don't live a hateful life and don't be a prick. And then there's a good chance nobody's going to hate you enough to try to kill you. Now, they're all good people who have been killed by hate. You know what they were killed by? By hateful people. But you got a better chance of not getting taken out of here by somebody because you run around being a prick and being a hateful bastard. And I said that to anybody. I'm not sending out no prayers and thoughts and prayers. I'm not sending out none of that shit. I watched motherfuckers make all types of funny memes about George Floyd, talking about congrats on being clean for 5 years because he's dead. All that shit I seen people do. And I never seen none of these motherfuckers on the other side of this shit say nothing about it. I'm talking about the 2A community, whatever community. I never seen none of that. But I see a whole bunch of bullshit on TikTok and bullshit on Instagram and all of that. You motherfuckers talking all that bullshit. I never once heard you say, hey, or be in your public platform and say, hey, Charlie shouldn't be saying this shit about black people. That's not true. The only reason you don't do it is because you probably believe that bullshit he was saying. My people are not the most violent. That whole everybody come from a single family household, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because we don't want to get into who's the most fucking violent on the planet. Because if we got into who's the most violent on the planet, you motherfuckers would lose, hands down. Colonizing, government destroying, fucking people up for centuries. And then you try to act like the black American is the worst thing on the planet. Man, fuck you. Fuck you and your whole goddamn lineage. And I mean that wholeheartedly from my soul. Fuck all of y'all if you feel that way. That's bullshit. What you're going to do is stay emotionally intelligent. Exactly. And you live with a legacy. That's right. That's right. Because he said he was a Christian. That's supposed to change. That don't change shit. I wish I could remember the name of that book, man. There was a book I read a long time ago. It was about Adolf Hitler and why he called Germany the fatherland. It was a whole thing behind that and why he hated the Jews so much. It was a whole... I read that book many years ago. So I'm not with that, because then you got to figure out, well, which Jesus are you serving? You serving the white Jesus or you serving the brown Jesus? So I tell you straight up, I don't believe in the white Jesus, because white Jesus don't exist. And there's some people that say Jesus don't exist. That's a whole other conversation. I choose to believe that he does. But I know he wasn't white. Ain't no lily white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude living over in the fucking desert. They didn't even have a tan. That's bullshit. And I know that, Ghost Dog. I know that. I've been in those circles, man. I've moved around in that stuff. They don't believe it. Stop telling me that you are a follower of Christ and you some sort of Christian and you not following nothing that he says. Nothing at all. That's why I stopped calling myself a Christian a long time ago. I don't know what I am. That's right. You got to protect your family at all costs. You have to. It's almost like you living behind, no, you living behind enemy lines. Right, black blood is everywhere. Yo, they couldn't be here without us. They couldn't. They come from us. We don't come from them. We the original man. I don't care how much fucking you don't like it. It's the truth. We the original motherfucking man. Science has proved that bitch. Y'all a fucking mutated gene. And I will talk shit because you don't want to. You have to. This is not a time. We are in a time where civility is a weakness, and it's fucked up to say that, but it is. Civility is a weakness. If you look at what's going on, if you look at the top of this country and you see the very levels of power that really run shit, there's no civility there. There's a thug. It's like dealing with a motherfucker in the street, but who's actually a pussy. You're a punk. This is not the time for civility. This is the time for, we're not in a conventional war. This is a guerrilla war. In the guerrilla war, there's no rules of engagement. The only rules of engagement is I kill that motherfucker before he kill me. That's the only rules of engagement in the guerrilla war. So I don't want to hear none of that, because I see a lot of black Christians talking all that shit. Oh, he this, because of this, because he espoused Jesus. Fuck all of that. He said that you wasn't shit. He said your people wasn't shit. And you're supposed to get mad about it. And you're not supposed to give a fuck. If somebody that hates you is out of here, you're not supposed to give a fuck about it. You can be indifferent. You can say all of the niceties and all, it's terrible for someone to get killed like that and all of that. But you know deep down inside you don't give a fuck. Gotta live his life just a teensy-weensy bit. But just going all over the place, just espousing hate everywhere you go. Your podcast, all about hate everywhere you go. Doubling down, tripling down on that shit. And then one of your own folk take you the fuck up out of here. The last words that came out of his mouth, that last question was asked, did he know about the mass shootings? How many mass shootings in this country? every year or this year, whatever. And the last thing he said, including gang violence, and that was code word for black folks. Throw us right into that bullshit. When everybody know most black folks don't fit the profile. My young son don't fit the profile of the motherfuckers that walk into a school and shoot it the fuck up. He don't fit the profile. My black nephews and nieces and they don't fit the profile. My grandchildren, they don't fit the profile. It's not my folk that's walking into your schools and doing all type of crazy shit and shooting shit up. Why don't you wake the fuck up and understand that? I don't know who's going to see this or whatever, but why don't you wake the fuck up and understand that? Our young children don't fit that profile. It's different for Tyrone and Pookie to be bullshitting in the neighborhood and they start shooting at each other and they do some stupid shit. That's some bullshit right there. But that's totally different than a motherfucker just getting up one day, oh, I don't like everybody because they don't like me, so I'm going to shoot up the whole motherfucking school, the library, and whatever else. That's different. We don't do that shit. But y'all do. We don't do that. That's right. And there's white gangs. Plenty of them. The motherfucking Klan still running around this bitch. They're like they was before, but they still running around. Their own government said that the biggest threat to the American people, it wasn't black folks or the black on black crime, which I don't agree with that anyway. Crime is just crime. 9 times out of 10, if you do some bullshit, it's always who you in close proximity to. I never hear them say white on white crime. Because them motherfucking fentanyl heads and meth heads and all them other motherfuckers in different places, they do shit to each other too. Breaking houses and rob people and kill each other. They do that shit too. But I'll never hear white on white crime. But you damn sure gonna hear black on black crime. It's bullshit. There's a concerted effort to demonize a group of people that were never supposed to be looked at as people. They were only supposed to be property. That's what that shit is about. But motherfuckers you can't say that. You can't say the truth. But something's wrong with you if you say the truth about they bullshit. There's a cost for truth. There's a cost for lies. There's a cost for hate. There's a cost for love. And I have a particular belief system. If you take me off the board and I'm here doing the right thing and I'm not a hateful ass person and I don't espouse hate, then hopefully my death is honorable. And hopefully I'm like a seed that gets planted into the ground. Because, because unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, it abides alone. We're going to look that up and find out what that means if you want. Yeah, man. There's nowhere in anybody's Bible, nowhere where it tells you that you're supposed to just love hate. You're supposed to just be so overwhelming and just, oh yeah, I gotta, oh man, he's hateful, but I just have to show him love. No. That's not how that works. Evidence that proves that the original Jews. And you know something, Danny? I've heard about that too, man, but I don't know much about it to speak about it. I don't know much about it to speak about it. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was true. I learned something today that I didn't know. Because when I see like hateful people, like, and they from the South and stuff, I call them a redneck, or I say it like that. But I learned today what an actual redneck is and where it comes from. I will never again use that term in a negative way. I'll never again use that term in a negative way. Because it came from something that was actually positive. A group of people who was getting stepped on and decided, yo, we ain't gonna get stepped on no more. So they got their guns and shit and decided, yeah, we're not taking this bullshit no more. I didn't know about that. Some shit that happened up in West Virginia. That whole redneck thing came from because of the red bandana they used to wear around their neck. That's where redneck came from. I didn't know that till today. Now that I know, when you know better, you do better. So I'll never use that in a derogatory way again, ever. I was actually talking down on some people. And that's the part of American history that they don't want you to know about. Because that's regular people rising up against corporations trying to do some shit. What up, Jovar? Yeah, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that. There's a whole thing that they do. I watched some. I think there's a whole thing that they do around that. It was some sort of something mountain water they did. They was fighting against the coal miners, the oligarchs of the day. That's where unions and shit came from. That shit started there. That's why at one point West Virginia was like for 80 years was a like a Democratic bastion because they were about the unions and shit. But then when they shifted, because the Democratic Party is on some bullshit now, they don't give a fuck about it. They become corporatists too, just like the Republicans. That's why they switched. They let Trump fool them because he was talking some other shit that wasn't bullshit that the Democrats were talking. Even as a rednecks in the movie Tombstone. Yeah, I mean, well, no. There wasn't rednecks in Tombstone. They were called the redlegs. They used to wear the red sash on their thing, or they had the red on their legs. I know what you're talking about, Huncho. But yeah, there's a history that I never heard about that history until today. Never heard about it. It's something that people should know about. It may make you look at things a different kind of way. That's what I'm saying. I've been using language for a long time, but I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm not going to use that language no more. Because from what I learned today, and I'm going to look at it some more, that term redneck wasn't a bad thing. It was about a group of people who were fed up with some people who were treating them like shit. And they actually decided to like, yo, we're going to shoot this shit out. Motherfuckers just can't treat me the way that they want. There was a whole war around it. Somewhere, I forget the name of it. Somewhere it was in West Virginia. It was over the coal mines. They had like one of the first unions in the country or some shit. I was watching it today. I was amazed. Like, I never heard of this. And they don't want you to know about this because that was about a group of people rising up and not taking bullshit from corporate America. Same shit we going through today. You motherfucking oligarchs trying to take over shit. They don't give a fuck about regular people. Same shit. Shit that been going on. But they want to hide it. I love when I see some people rise up against some shit and have some shit. Yeah, I love that. And the funny thing too, in that whole situation, they were showing different pictures of them people up there. It wasn't just white coal miners up there either. There was some black folks up there too. They were all fighting against being oppressed by the same motherfucker. That's a trick anyway. I can't quote Lyndon Johnson verbatim, but Lyndon Johnson was putting us up on game about how they do that. Well, it's like if you can teach the poorest white man that he's better than the poorest black man, something he said. I can't remember the quote. But basically, it was a psychological game. He was basically letting us peer behind the curtain a little bit. But nah, we should, and you can't be scared to talk about this stuff, man. This stuff can end up affecting you. It can. And if you just sit back and you let evil men just do shit and good men just let them do it, stuff is just all fucked up. I can't remember that quote either. Poorest white man, he's better than the richest black. Thank you. There you go. You won't have to pick his pockets. He'll give you his money. Yeah. He was putting people up on game. And they still do that shit to this day. That's why a motherfucker will pass a bill that'll take away your SNAP, take away your Medicaid, close down hospitals in your community. And you know what they do? They won't point at that. They'll say, hey, look at them Mexicans. Look at them Muslims. Look at them black folks. Look at that crazy man on the bus who stabbed that white girl who was from the Ukraine. Look at that. Look at them people. While I'm over here picking your pocket and fucking you and your family. But you're too busy paying attention. That's why you can never win culture wars. You never really win them shits. Motherfucker didn't take the time to look at, oh yeah, the whole time he just taking everything from me, kicking my ass while he got me over here looking at these people, telling me that I'm better than them, and they all fucked up. Look at the other. They're worse than you. They bad. Just pay attention to them. And the whole time you're getting screwed. And they're starting to realize it because stuff hasn't really kicked in yet. They're going to realize it. When you got to travel 2 hours to get to a hospital, when you ain't got shit no more, where they cut all your fucking SNAP and your whole family was eating, getting food stamps and shit, and you ain't got it no more, and they kick your ass on Medicaid because they all type of shit like, what they going to see? That shit is going to happen. And then they're going to be all fucked up. And the funny part about it is with me, I try not to give a fuck. But there's a humanity about me that sort of pulls me in the direction. I always end up going back like, yeah, fuck it. But I do understand that in some of this stuff, there are people that are innocent. I do understand that. That Kirk motherfucker wasn't innocent. He preached hate and he died the way that he lived. We had a lost child with Seth, son of Abraham. Okay. Yep. He died the way that he lived. And you can't say that. You're too insensitive. You can't say that because he had a wife and he had kids. George Floyd had kids. Martin Luther King had kids. Medgar Evers had kids. Michael X had kids. They had kids and wives. Fuck do I gotta care? Why do I have to care? And that could be me being heartless or whatever. And in my estimation, the only ones that are innocent in this whole thing are those children. Those are the only ones that are innocent in this thing. And hopefully, by the grace of God, they'll get around somebody who won't teach them to be hateful like their father was. Now, his wife, I could give two fucks. She knew who she married. She was a grown-ass woman, and she knew who she married. She knew what kind of motherfucker that he was. And that's why, when it came time to make a statement, she came out and said some bullshit, too. She knew who she married. I suspect she's an alleged white supremacist, too. She knew who she married. And that whole thing, the only one that may be innocent is the children. That's it. But his wife, I don't give a fuck. And I say that wholeheartedly. Why do I have to care about somebody that doesn't give a fuck about my entire group of people? Why do I have to care? Didn't like blacks. Didn't like the alphabet folks. Didn't like Jews either. Didn't like nobody that wasn't white and Christian. That's who he liked. That's it. Everybody else was some bullshit about them. But I'm supposed to give a fuck about this guy who don't give a fuck about me, my parents, my cousin, any of my kinfolk. You don't give a shit about them. All you do is talk bad bullshit about them and hateful shit. And I'm supposed to give a fuck about you. Fuck you. I don't gotta give a fuck about you. Should they expel the dumb kid for saying fuck? Yeah, I see that. What up, Mike? Yeah, because you can't say anything. Then you want to know something? The kid getting expelled. See, it goes back to something too, Hunter, that I talked about before. That's a private institution. It's a private institution. If it's a private institution, the private institution can say, hey, we don't like what you said, we're gonna kick you the fuck up out of here. That's part of being in a capitalist society, man. It just is. But I go back to that. I don't have to care. I don't have to love you. I don't have to feel like, oh, I feel so bad because this happened to you. I don't have to. You hated my entire existence. All you did was talk bad about my folk, who we are, what we do, and we need to do this, we need to do that. You should have spent more time talking to your own people. Then maybe that young man might not have got up and said, hey, he's a hateful motherfucker and he don't need to be here. I don't care if he was living with a dude who thought he was a woman, it was some trans shit. I don't give a fuck. That's his life. If he said, hey, I see some hate and I don't like it and he did some shit, that's on him. I don't know that motherfucker. But I know a motherfucker went around talking shit about black people and other marginalized people. I know he did that. And now all of a sudden, everybody upset. You should have thought about that shit when he was out there being hateful. You should have said, hey, brother, you might not want to be running out there saying that. You know, you might not want to be saying that right there. Somebody might, wake up one day and hate you because you're doing it. And they might, But no. You know why you didn't tell him that? Because you probably agree with the shit. That's probably why you didn't tell him. Because you agree with it. And I just find it ironic. You can't come from the most murderinest, rapingest, robbingest, colonizing group of motherfuckers on the planet. You got the nerve to open your mouth and talk shit about anybody else. That's a conversation that's not had enough. Because all I gotta do is go back and look at history and look at your lineage. It's a lineage of evil. When my people tried to have their own shit here and tried to have businesses in Rosewood and Tulsa and and a whole other places that we don't even know about, that you don't hear about. Stuff that I've been hearing about from different brothers in the community telling me about it. We tried to. You wouldn't leave us the fuck alone. You came and you killed us. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. We got some boots and got some straps. You came and you killed us and took the fucking shit. So I don't want to hear that shit. Yes, come home to roost. And I ain't a farm boy, but I know what it is when chickens come home to roost. I believe what Brother Malcolm said. I believe it to be true. You can't handle truth because you're too fucking thin-skinned. Because you don't understand what oppression is. Because you've been told your whole life that just your very existence makes you special. Just because the color of your skin, it makes you special. Not because you did anything, just because you're here. And it makes you better than this other person over here. So when shit start coming down on you, you can't stand it. You can't take it. You become the biggest bunch of snowflakes on the motherfucking planet. I never seen anything like it. I never seen that shit. I understand it though. But I live amongst that. They be all hot and fiery, saying all type of shit. As soon as you match their energy or go above it, oh no. Why are you acting that way? Because you was acting that way, motherfucker. That's why. They think you're supposed to stand up. That's why they only tell us that Dr. King was, nonviolent this, nonviolent that, not this, not. You know, Dr. King carried a pistol. It wasn't for being nonviolent. It was just in case he had to shoot a motherfucker who was trying to do something to him. Same way a lot of us do. The other side of peace is war and bullshit. They don't like Malcolm X, because Malcolm X will, I'll shoot your ass. Any means necessary. Don't fuck with me. But I think those are the kind of conversations that Dr. King had too. We probably just never heard them. Yeah, you can't fight back against anything. Because if you do something wrong with you, fuck all that. This is 2025. Motherfuckers ain't running nowhere. And I understand wholeheartedly. Because I got guns don't mean that they can't get me. But hopefully, I take some of them with me if that comes down to it. Because I see a lot of hateful people running around here talking about what they're going to do. They're talking about what they're going to do to black folks and brown folks and other marginalized communities. That's what they're talking about. Like I said, they ain't talking about running through their own neighborhoods doing shit, going door to door. He was talking about, yes, he was talking shit about us. The last words out of his mouth. Does that include gang violence? He might as well have just had said, you're talking about the niggas too, right? He might as well have just said that, because that's probably what he thought before he said that shit. Yeah, man, I don't want to hear that bullshit. I'm hateful, and because I'm willing to have a conversation with you about my hateful rhetoric, that makes me a good person. Fuck out of here. He just wanted to have a conversation with people. No, he didn't. He wanted to browbeat you with his hateful bullshit to make you feel bad, or if you wanted his people to convince you that what he was saying was right so you could feel the same way he did. That's what that was. It wasn't anything else other than that. Farmers are crying. Alligator tears now. They're losing their... Yo! It is what it is, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like living under a spell, yo. Like you live in some sort of... I don't get it. A motherfucker keep telling you what he gonna do and keep telling you the type of person he is, and no matter what he say, you just keep making an excuse for him. No, he ain't mean that. No, that ain't what he meant. I know he said it 100 times. He's been saying it over and over again, but that ain't who he is. He don't believe that. No, motherfucker, he do believe it. He 100% wholeheartedly believes that shit. But now you want to feel upset about it. Whether you're talking about the president or you're talking about this clown who just got killed. You might notice the white dudes getting a little chippy. Well, nah, Huncho, they don't get chippy with me. move around a certain way. You're gonna respect me. If you try to disrespect me, I don't give a fuck if it's 100 of you out there. I ain't gonna let you just disrespect me. Fuck all that. And I'm an older guy too, so. But I've always been that way. I always understood that there was a certain way that you looked at. Just being black and male, there's a certain way that you looked at. So you have to sometimes be more assertive and more aggressive than you want to be. Because you don't want motherfuckers to think they can just run over you and they can just play in your face and just play games with you. That's part of being a black man in America. There's always a level of anger that lives inside of me. It ain't against my own people. I mean, I see who you are. I watch what you do. I know it. I know that shit. There's always a certain level of mistrust. And I don't want to have it, but it's because of the history of this fucking country. That's why when I hear people saying, oh yeah, he was just such a great person, he was this. Oh no, he didn't really mean that. Anybody who sat and listened to Turning Point at any time and listened to the bullshit that he was talking about there, that was a hateful young man. The only people that he cared about was white people, white Christian people. That's all he cared about. He talked shit about everybody else. This is not a Christian nation. I don't care what anybody says. This is not a Christian nation. From the government to the head on down, this is not a Christian nation. The United States is not a Christian nation. It's not. They don't live after the principles of Christ-like living life. They don't. This is not a Christian nation. I don't care what anybody says. It wasn't built on that anyway. It's supposed to be a place where you can come, and if you want to be a Muslim, you can. If you want to be whatever, you can. It's about having freedom. And I don't believe they like that shit from the beginning. Yeah, man. Nah, man. This shit gets you upset. It makes you feel some kind of way. And you should feel some kind of way. You should never look a person in the face who hates you and talk shit about you and just, oh, I just gotta love them. Nah. I'm not Jesus. And a lot of that shit is taken out of context too. Because these motherfuckers ain't running around here talking about giving grace. They're running around here talking like they want to live in the Old Testament. So we can go from the Old Testament to New Testament, all type, whatever. We can do all that shit. These motherfuckers is on bullshit. That guy was not a Christian. He did not go around espousing anything of, oh, I'm this, I love Jesus. No. You can't say one thing that's hateful as hell, and then some other shit out of him. Oh, but I serve a loving God. I said, no, you don't. You serve the idea of some shit that you think you know, but you actually running around here talking about shit, making up all type of fake statistics and all type of shit, because you just want the black man to look bad. I don't know who stole this girl. I don't know who did what. I don't know if he couldn't get on a team or I don't know what happened. But somewhere down the line when he was younger, something hurt him and messed him up. And he just decided, I'm going to be a racist prick and talk shit about black people. And then not to mention the fact there's money in that. He said, well, let me just double down and get millions of dollars off this shit. But no, you can't say that because someone killed him. Fuck out of here. Yes, I can. I can say it because it's the fucking truth. I mean, Danny, and truth be told, we're a republic. That's a whole other conversation. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. That's what this is. This is a right wing takeover that they've been planning for years. Let's get the Supreme Court. Let's bring in all of this right wing Christian theology, this white patriarchy shit. Because the funny thing about it is, they don't even want to deal with their own women. They don't want us to have any say. They don't want their woman to have any say. They're supposed to just fall back and listen to whatever their white husband say and do whatever they say and be subservient. That's another thing you never talk about. It's all about the white Christian patriarchy. And you're not supposed to say it. When they do that shit right in your face. And if you talk about it, you wrong. Fuck out of here. You ain't wrong. That's what I thought about when I saying this. I mean, if you can prove what I'm saying is not correct, prove it. If you want to unsubscribe, anybody who comes as long as sincere, do what you got to do. I'm never going to not talk for my own people. Ever. Never. And then I talk for other people too, who you do bullshit to, who don't deserve. I'll talk for them too. Even if I don't wholeheartedly agree with what they do. They got the fucking right to do it. And you ain't got the right to tell them that they can't do it. Who the fuck are you? To tell them that they can't be who the fuck they think they are. As long as they're not hurting anybody, they're doing some silly shit to some kids or some other type of shit, let them live their fucking life. And they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's between them and whoever, if they got one or whatever they call their God. That's between them. It's got nothing to do with me at all. But you gotta take these stances. Nah. You know, my only stance is against hate. You can't be a hateful prick. If you're a hateful piece of shit, I gotta stand against you. If you're one of my people and you're a hateful piece of shit, I gotta stand against you. I'm like, fuck you. I can't deal with you. That's the thing, man. Money just corrupts everything, man. I'm seeing a lot of black folk running around here. Cooning. Me and a Sambo. Getting them butter biscuits. Loving it. Because you get to be somewhere with a bunch of people who really don't give a fuck about you. You just a useful idiot. That's all you are. But you can't stand up and see that. But you'll find out. Everybody get their nigga wake-up call. Everybody. Bill Cosby had bags on top of bags. He got his. But that's a lot. You get your shit. Then when you get your nigga wake-up call, then you want to come running back home. No, stay your ass over where the fuck you was. Right. He was talking the same shit that they was talking. Now he doing the same shit that they was doing. He got other things going too. He got a little dick syndrome. He want to be somebody. He want people to see him like he's some sort of fucking dictator leader who's so strong and everything. He ain't shit. And I'm watching all these people who I had respect for, that I've lost all respect for, just riding on his dick, man, just riding them like crazy. And now will not say it different. That's what they do. They went to dick riding, boot licking motherfuckers. And I want to hear nothing about no ideology. Because the truth be told, most black folks is conservative anyway. Black folks are conservative. You got your liberal ones too, but for the most part, we're conservative. But there's a point where conservatism moves past being conservative and you become a racist piece of shit. There's a difference. That's why I can't say every conservative is a racist. I can't say that. But it seems to be that most racists are conservative, which is kind of weird. Being a black Republican is the most profitable job in the market until they don't need you anymore. Exactly. They toss your ass right the fuck out. Like, we don't need you. We just needed you for that time so we can have a token. So we can have somebody that looks like you. We can say, oh, look at us. Look how good we are. We take care of them. Yeah, we like them. That's like the person who says some racist shit. Like, I'm not a racist. I got a black friend. That's the most racist shit you can ever say. I would never say that shit to a white person. I'm not racist. I got white friends. That's bullshit. Or that, oh, he didn't see color. Fuck you. You're supposed to see color. Our cultures are different. He didn't see color. That's another thing. He didn't see color. Yeah, he did. He saw color. I hate when people tell me I don't see color. Yeah, you do see color. We grew up in the United States of America. There's no way you don't see color. There's no way. Especially in this day and age. Too much information floating around here. There's too much information for people to be floating around here being ignorant too. Yep, got him in that. He didn't do this, he didn't do that. No, he did. He said that out of his own mouth. You reap what you sow. And all you Bible thumpers that's running around here, the universal laws are undefeated. You sow some hatred, that shit might just come back and you might just reap that shit. It might take you the fuck up out of here. Because you don't determine where it's going to come from. The only thing you can determine is what it is. Because you sowed it. But you don't know where the harvest is going to come from. You don't know how that shit's going to bite you in your ass. You don't know how it's going to fuck you up. That's why you should always go around trying to be a good person and being honorable and sowing those good seeds, those seeds of love, not that bullshit. But if you say that to a person, you're wrong. No, fuck all of that. You're not wrong. You're not a follower of Christ if you believe a bunch of hateful bullshit against some other people just because. You're not even willing to have a conversation. But someone who you could really have a conversation with, you wouldn't talk to. Because I've watched some people watch him debate against some people who really knew what they were talking about, who weren't a young college kid trying to find themselves, and they tore him the fuck apart. He had to shut the fuck up and be quiet. Because when genuine ignorance runs up against genuine intelligence, all ignorance can do is shut the fuck up because they have no answer for it. Or they can try to sidestep and create some other, let's create a different conversation. Let's pivot to something else. Because I can't answer you directly. Because if I give you a truth and honest answer, an intellectual answer, I have to tell you that you're right. So I'll just pivot and move to something else. I watch them do it all the time on political television. You ask them a straight question to get a straight answer, they'll never give you a straight answer. Because if they gave you a straight answer and they gave you an intelligent answer, they'd have to look at you in your face and say, yeah, what you said was right. And most people ain't built like that. Fuck all that, man. You can't walk around being ignorant. You can't walk around being blind. You can't walk around being deaf. You can't. And in some instances, there is a time to be quiet. There is a time to speak up, too. You don't know what's going to come behind whatever. But it is what it is. You should never be a good and honorable person and be scared to speak truth and be honorable and talk about it. You should never do that, because if you do, you let the hateful shit win. You do. You let them win. I don't care how powerful they are or whatever. Maybe I'm just naive. I don't know. But I'm like, you can't sidestep this stuff, man. You live in this world. You can't sidestep. There's no way for you to do it. And if you got kids and loved ones and folk that look like you, even people that don't look like you, that you know will step up and say, hey, that stuff you're saying is bullshit. They'll attack them too. If you got love for them, you got to stand up for them too. That's just about being a solid ass motherfucker. That's all that is. People that I fuck with and I'm down with, I fuck with them because them is my people. Them is my mans. Them is my niggas, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Because they solid. When shit hit the fan, they don't run on you. When you feeling bad, they know how to encourage you. All type of shit. Those are your people. 100% organic. Those is my folk. And I fuck with them. I stand on business when it comes to them. And I don't play when it comes to them. That's your peoples. You're supposed to speak up for them. Especially when you got a whole half of society that's going to treat them like shit. You can't. Even being a self-defender, you tell people that when you somewhere, I don't care what the situation is, you don't put your head down, you don't look away, you look everybody in their eye. That's to give them the message that, yo, I better not fuck with this one. Because if I do, it might be hell to pay. And that's how you got to be in these situations too. You got to be the same way. What up, DJ? Yep, you got to be the same way in these situations too. You can't let a motherfucker think they can punk you. That's one of the things that I respect about the Jews. There's other things, but this is one of the things that I respect about them, the so-called Jews. They always say never again. They always say that their blood is precious and that it means something, is worth something. And they got the right to feel that way. Black folks should feel the same way. Never again. Our blood is precious. And if you just take that shit, you got to pay for that motherfucker. When our blood is spilled to the ground, that shit's supposed to cry out to your brothers and sisters. Yo, don't just let my shit be in vain. Don't just let it be in vain. Let them know now, never again. This shit can't happen to us ever again. You see shit going a certain way. And we got to be willing to stand up for that shit. If not, it could happen again. I'm saying, man, yo, it is what it is, yo. It is what it is, man. Motherfucker can tell me something different, tell me I'm wrong, and we can sit down and we can have some sort of logical conversation. If I throw logic at you and you just pivot, move to something else, and start throwing some bullshit at me, then we can't have a conversation. That's not a genuine conversation. It's you just wanting to be on bullshit because you won't directly answer me. It's you being a politician. Most politicians won't answer your question directly. They start saying a bunch of word salad to throw you off and never answer your question. And that's how right-wing lunatic motherfuckers are. You start talking to them about shit, they never got no real statistics. They never got it's just something that they pull out their ass. And this could be from some people who ain't never ever spent no time with nobody black or Hispanic or any other thing else to learn anything about somebody. Just because your skin is white make you think that you better and you fuck out of here. You're not. No better than me, motherfucker. We've been conditioned to not think that we hate each other the most. I mean, Mike, I understand, bro, but that's something that'll take time for that to get out. That takes time for that to get out of us. It takes time. And a lot of times it takes an opposing force to come against you in a way that you're not used to. It takes time for a galvanization to happen. It takes time for that. You can't be subjugated to some shit for 400, 500, 600 years and then, it just take 100 years to come out of that. Nah, it takes time for that. And I think you see that stuff changing. That's why there's such this big push to let's diminish all that shit. Let's say that it ain't this. Let's say it ain't that. Because their people too don't get educated and don't know shit and are taught a certain thing. And they want stuff to be kept away from them so they don't have to ever feel guilty or don't have to feel about nothing. It's a disservice to them too. People gotta be willing to talk about that shit. You can't be scared. They're gonna cancel me, they're gonna fire me, they're gonna okay. If you're gonna fire me from speaking the truth, it's fucked up. But you wanna know something? It's a good firing. You got any principles? Or you got anything that you actually stand on? You got some sort of code that you live by, some sort of honorable code, and something bad happens to you because of it. You stood on your principle, especially if you're righteous, and what you're doing is a righteous thing. Yo, man, something like nah. I can't hate my people. That's why I'm not scared to go anywhere. I'm not scared to be. And sometimes you may think you're naive. No, I'm not gonna be scared of the people that look like me. I'm not gonna do that. It's one thing that RGG does. Everywhere he go, I don't care where it is, he always finds time to make his way into the trenches. He does it every single time. Even when he came here, he did it. Everywhere he goes, he does that. He finds time to go see where his people are. I commend him for that. America now is individualism, every man for himself. Yeah, Huncho, we gotta get away from that. We gotta get away from that, man. I don't know how long it'll take or what happens. We gotta get away from that. We stronger together, yo. Anytime they try to do some bullshit and we get together and we stand up, we shut them the fuck down. That's what happened here in Lincoln Heights. Them skinhead neo-Nazi cats decided they was gonna come and they was gonna protest, they was gonna do this and that, and bring all that hateful shit to Lincoln Heights. Them people got together and were like, no, the fuck you won't, and ran them the fuck up out of there. While the police stood there and wasn't doing shit. And that's what's supposed to happen. Supposed to get together and go, oh, you hate all of us? All right, we're gonna get together and run your hateful ass the fuck up out of here. It sucks we gotta have these conversations. But it is what it is. If you're an ally out there, you fucks with us and you fuck with me, appreciate you. You my black brothers and sisters out there, love you. Love all of y'all. Even if we don't agree on shit. We love it. If we love each other, we can make shit happen. I love being a black man. I love my people. I wouldn't trade it for the world. We got the most swag. Our culture influences everything on the planet. We the shit. And we just all need to wake up and realize that together. And when we do, we'll be unstoppable. That's why they fucking hate us. We got to remember that shit. That's why they hate us. Because we the shit. We set the trends on every motherfucking thing. In this whole fucking planet, we set the trend on everything. We got to wake up and realize that. So, yo, good people, I'm out. Love y'all. Yo, I didn't want to rant, but I had to. We got to talk about this shit. We got to. As a people, we got to talk about it. If you're an ally out there, we got to talk about it. If you're an ally, sometimes you just need to listen. Just listen. Hear what we got to say. If we need you, just be there when we need you. So, yo, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to me rant. We'll do this again. We're going to always talk about shit that's going on, shit that affects the 2A community, shit that affects the black community. I'm talking about it. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be because that's my community. I'm an American. I'm a black American. From Queens, motherfucker. That's where I'm from. Queens in the building. Love y'all, yo. Peace. I'm out.